What's good? What's good, gang? We here. We live. And most importantly, we right on time tonight. We are right on time tonight. Let me make sure we lit. Before we get going, let me make sure we lit. All right, gang, listen, man. Listen. Mic check, mic check. Listen. Happy Sunday, first and foremost. Happy Sunday. It's a lot to talk about. I appreciate you guys. I see you in the building already. We getting lit. We sound good? Let me know. Let me see. Okay, I think we sounding good. Jinxie in the building. Sarah Wong in the building. The real Malik in the building. Shout out. Butter Babe. Butter Baby. Butter Baby or Butter Babe. Either way, in the building. Diego, I see you. Iron Will. Good Juju. PNW. Nisha. Jack. Done Deal. King Deuce. Miss Nola. Noya. I'm sorry, Noya. Honey, listen, we gonna get busy. We gonna get busy. Morty 3. Listen. Prime time, I see you. Listen. Donta. Gang, I got something to talk to you guys about. It's getting spooky. Listen. Cruline, Cascade, maybe I said that right. I might have hit it right on the head. But we about to get stupid, dumb, hilarious, this, that, and the third. Sam's in the building. Listen, gang. I got something to talk to you guys about. And first things first, before we go any further, you see the title. Now, there is a reason. Miss Tiny, I see you. There is a reason. Be Lover, I see you. Before we get started, man, head on over to my guys over there at black.com, man. Lock in. Listen, before we get started, head on over there and holler at them, man. Check that site out, man. Listen, gang. I don't want to alarm you guys, but I got a story to tell you, all right? I got a story to tell you. It ain't no alarm, but it's just a warning. I received a warning, gang. All right? I received a warning this morning. And it's not what you think, but it's exactly what you think when you peel back the layers. Okay? All right. So this is what I want to talk. I already told my brother-in-law I was going to tell this story. Now, if you've been on this channel for any given amount of time, salute to Keisha Jackson in the building. If you've been on this channel for any given amount of time, I have spoken about my brother-in-law who is the 100% biggest. He might be the biggest Drake fan you've ever met. You hear my voice. My voice is kind of cooked because I went to my brother-in-law's house last night. We drove down to Jersey, had a great time. My brother-in-law is an amazing host. Makes you coffee in the morning. It's a bed and breakfast. It's a beautiful spot, right? Dead ass. So I'm at my brother-in-law house. We have a great time all night. We didn't even bring up the Drake conversation. Okay, we saved that for the morning time over coffee and breakfast and this, that, and the third. Right. So this is what I want to say about the warning. Now, it's not a kind of warning like it was my life is in danger, but it was a warning from the #1 Drake fan that I try to get him to come on. I try to get him to come on the show and talk. He said, "No, I'll never do that." But what's going to happen is this morning over this lovely cup of coffee, espresso, gang, with caramel macchiato, delight flavor cream. Whip that up, frothed it up pretty nice, and listen, a beautiful morning. So we brought up the Drake conversation. Finally, May 15th, my brother-in-law was waiting for this to come up. And you know what he gave me this morning? He gave me a warning. He said, stay on that side. My brother-in-law told me to stay on that side. I said, what we talking about? He said, all of you guys that been sleeping, that been taking shots at my guy, that been acting like this, that, and the third about the homie Drizzy, you see what's happening. You saw this rollout, right? And we're going to get into all that. It's a whole lot going on. He said, you saw that rollout? It's genius, right? I said, you right. It's genius. You got that. Go ahead. What you trying to say? He said, stay on that side when Iceman drop. Stay on that side. Because this album about to change rap. He said, this album going to change the world. He said he probably dropped 4 albums in a row. One of them probably be country. I said, word? He said, stay on that side. And when I tell you, mother-in-law was dead ass, he was dead ass. So that's when we got into a conversation. We talked for about an hour about this. I said, see, this the problem right here. I said, you don't think that you guys are the problem? I said, you don't think the Drake fans are the problem? He said, nah, we being real. Stay on that side. All of you guys that came out the woodwork to take shots at my guy, this why I rode with him. Because you guys, you made it into this. I said, oh, where? I said, word? I said, so it's our fault, the Kendrick fans? You guys did this. I said, you know what? I said, listen, I love my brother-in-law. So we're not arguing, we're just talking. I said, you guys right now, you're making this weird. I said, your man is just trying to roll out his album, and you guys are making this weird. I said, you're licking ice. You're staging all kind of things on top of the ice, right? Nonsensical stuff, clearly staged, right? First things first, we got into that it wasn't staged. I said, all right, let me just slow you down. We're going to get to all of that. But first things first, you don't think that you guys got this whole thing to where it is right now? He said, no, this was you guys with that battle. I said, are you sure? I said, before we even had the battle, Drake fans were making this weird. You guys were attacking us even when we first had the first glimpse of the battle. We couldn't be neutral. I said, go back in my videos. I said, most of us YouTubers were trying to be neutral. We were trying to be neutral. And I said, it was impossible. Because if you said the slightest thing good about Dot, that was taken all out of context and you got slammed in the comments. I said, look at poor Rob Marksman. One of the most neutral guys. I'm talking about, it's maddening he's so neutral. Sometimes you be like, dog, just say your shit. You so neutral. I said, this guy goes out of his way, bend over backwards to be neutral. God got me, I see you. To be neutral. And I said, he said something one time about Drake. And you guys plastered this guy all over Twitter as public enemy #1. I said, gang, at that point, when I saw what you guys did to Rob Marksman, by then I was already where I was anyway. But when I saw what you did to poor Rob Marksman, I was like, gang, it ain't no winning with these guys. I don't know why you tiptoeing around these fools, because they gonna come regardless. They're making everybody public enemy. You either all in or all out. I said, gang, we can't be neutral and talk like have just a conversation about hip hop with these guys, because it's no neutral. It's you gotta bow down and have pure allegiance, or you're the enemy. End of the day, it is what it is. You gotta bow down, kiss the ring, say this guy's great, right? So the conversation went into that. Oh, you guys got whole ecosystems that live, that get paid. You benefit monetarily off of Drake. You guys have whole your whole balance over there. You have 20, 30, 40, 50 influencers who entire career is based off of hating Drake, right? You guys have made this into a business to hate the boy. That's why he's the #1 in the world, right? So end of the day, my brother-in-law was telling me we have, in essence, built a business out of hating Drake, so therefore he can't get a fair shake. All right? This is where the conversation went. We started to get into that word unfair. And don't get me wrong, my brother's a very smart man, master's degree, all that. Very smart individual, does very well for himself. So we're not talking about some bum, right? But he loves Drake. And he told me, stay on that side, because when he comes back with this album, right? When he comes back with this album, it's going to change the game. And everybody that said something slick out the mouth, right, is going to eat those words on May 15th. Okay? So we started to speak, and I said, okay, so if we have a whole ecosystem just built around Drake hate, why do you think it got there? Nah, because you guys, that's what you do. You get you get paid to hate on the boy. And I said, okay, but why do you think we are able to build this so-called ecosystem, which was built on the top of the Drake, the fan base of that I've been telling you that I've been seeing on Twitter since To Pimp a Butterfly. Gang, I keep going back to that because I was naive. I went on Twitter one day to see all the good thoughts in words about To Pimp a Butterfly. Gang, that's over 10 years ago. I went on there naively, right, to just read the consensus. I didn't know that these Drake fans had it out for die. I didn't know this, gang. I'm just a regular guy I'm not locked in. I went on there when Pimp a Butterfly came out. Gang, I had never seen so much hate. It was unnatural. I said, wait, this album is a masterpiece. Who is doing it? Why are these guys so? And I started to piece it together. The breadcrumbs were sprinkling. And you started to follow the breadcrumbs. It's like, oh shit. These are Drake fans. They're upset with Kendrick for some reason. Right? We all knew the control versus, but we thought it was over. Regular hip hop heads like me, I wasn't into the internet, like the lore and who's mad at what and da da da. So I didn't know that they were still mad about this control shit. So I went on Twitter. They're trying to murder To Pimp a Butterfly. Murder. They're trying to assassinate one of our black anthems. We gonna be all right, right? Everybody in the hood that comes on, the whole hood light up. Nightclubs, day club, whatever, hookah lounges, whatever. We gonna be all right. Your eyes get misty, you get watery. Like we are gonna be all right, right? So you're thinking that everybody that's involved with hip hop already knows this is like the anthem. But for some reason, we had those Drake fans, and this is over 10 years. I think Pimp a Butterfly might be 13 years old now. Something like that. I might be. Let me figure this out. To Pimp a Butterfly came out in 2015. So that's 11 years ago. They were trying to assassinate, and it was only the Drake fans. Everybody else was in line. Hip hop and the culture was lockstep. This is a masterpiece of epic proportions. But they were trying to tear that thing down since that dropped. Tear that man's music down. Didn't matter how good it was. They were saying it was sleepy. It ain't have no bangers. They were comparing Drake's they were comparing Drake's music to Pimp a But I'm like, this is in the same category. What are we talking about? Not even trying to be in any kind of lane of what he got going on. But they were comparing it. Then they started to do the inevitable, compare the numbers, compare the hits, compare how long. Like I was like, oh, these guys are still mad. And I saw in real time. I saw the it wasn't K-Bots yet, but I saw the Kendrick fans in real time. It's like when you get bullied enough, right? Once you get bullied enough and you start to fight back, you toughen up, you callus up your hands, your skin, you put Vaseline on your face, you put your hair in a ponytail, bitch, right? Now you ready to fight. So Kendrick fans got tired of it. It was around that time to Pimp a Butterfly. Kendrick fans got tired of the shit, right? Got sick of it, just sick of it, right? So what happened? We started lashing back, taking the phone out. And another thing, so we start lashing back. It's not like you started it, but once you jump in it, the people they full on bullies, they're gonna say, Miss Crabtree, look, he hit me, right? Then they victims, right? So we got to a point where we started getting in internet clashes, right? That went on through For All the Dogs. It went through CLB. It went through Damn. It went through Mr. Morale. When Mr. Morale, they rubbed their hands together, Birdman hand rub gang. They was like, oh yeah, we finally got this shit's a brick. This nigga threw a brick. Yo, I don't never hear nobody say they want to put, they loved it. They loved the consensus, the narrative that it wasn't his best work. To me, it is his finest work, right? Mr. Morale is is a thinking man's album. I love the album. Played that album more than anything, right? But at the end of the day, the narrative was that Mr. Morale was a dud because they were spreading that narrative. But the tour did numbers. The tour, he killed them. He killed everything that he was doing. He was killing the numbers on everything. The tour did crazy, breaking all kind of records. They won't talk about that. But what happened was this whole thing, this online back and forth, had already reached a fever pitch to the point where it was already a war. And I kept telling my brother-in-law this morning. That word war kept coming back because I was like, we at war, gang. This is why this is happening. This is why this is happening. This is why the things are being said, right? I said your boy Drizzy ain't helping to put the flames out, liking and throwing up memes and this, that, and the third. I said Dot hasn't said nothing for 2 years, but somehow, some way, Drake is somehow clicking the like button. He's like, he has a team that does that. I said, he don't have no team clicking like. Yes, he has a marketing team that spreads a lot of propaganda, this, that, and the third. They spend millions on that. That is a fact. But nobody's using Champagne Poppy's Twitter to click like on stuff. You don't have a team for that. That's Drake in the bubble bath clicking like. So no, that's not. You're not going to say that's a publicity stunt or like a PR firm. That's not who's doing that. Okay. So what I was telling him, right? And again, this is my brother-in-law. I love him. But what I was telling him over this delicious coffee, I said, you guys have pushed this thing so far. I say, homeboy came out. Let's just be honest. He had a nice starter jacket, Green Bay, had got his hair did. Hair was done. He had on some regular ass jeans and some Timbo boots, just trying to be regular for this rollout. He came out, walked through the Iceman structure, looking like a regular nigga, right? Regular nigga, regular degler. He tried to tone down the rhetoric. I said, but you guys made it weird because you ran out there, started licking the ice, hitting it with blow torches and shit. You got ice picks out there of all kind of. Homeboy said, I went and got another ice pick with the diamond tip because that worked better. I said, these motherfuckers are insane. They out there with ice picks picking at this goddamn thing. I said, you guys are making this shit weird, gang. He like, how? The rollout was perfect. I said it could have been perfect, but you guys turned it into a circus. I said I was up that night, looked the streams of these guys out there acting like imbeciles, climbing on it and all this shit. I said they made this thing look crazy. It's not even normal. I said, and just on a side note, he should have dropped the album that night because the whole world was looking at him. I don't know if he's going to reach this level of hype by the 15th, unless he does another stunt, right? I said, you guys are making it weird for homeboy. I said, he's not helping, right? Because he goes around and he shares you guys stuff, and he puts batteries in you guys back by liking your posts, and he be hitting you guys up in the DMs. We already know, right? And that stunt, which was clearly a stunt, my brother-in-law like, yo, how's it a stunt? What you mean? It ain't no stunt. I mean, I convinced him at the end of that topic, but I said, bro, listen, they put up 350 tons of ice in the middle of Toronto, okay? They let people get up there, streamers and stuff like that. Not the everyday people, certain people could get up there, right? So then whoever got up there had ice pick, this, that, and the third, right? Now, homeboy who low-key so-called found it, he found it, but the story goes like this. They were up there for hours, picking at it, licking at it, right? Pouring shit on it and doing all kind of putting blow torches on it, this, that, and the third, making nary a dent in the shit, right? Nary a dent. Okay. They shut it down for the night. All right, get down, come down. Everybody get down, move back. The shit's closed. Right? They closed it down for the night. Nobody saw no blue bag. Nobody saw nothing in the ice. All right. Boom. This is a cool, and this is by Drake fans accounts. Who to be honest? Let's just be honest. Some of them are being open with it. Right? The more logical ones, the ones you can actually have a conversation with, it ain't that many of them, but they're like, we get it. It was a stage stunt, but that made it all the more genius. So some of the Drake fans will tell you it was a stunt, and we understand that, but we're okay with the stunt. But the other ones are like, how you figure it was a stunt? So I said, so when they climbed down off the thing, they got everybody back behind the barricade. Night's over, show's over. Everybody move back, show's over. Nobody saw no blue bag in the ice, right? Now, according to accounts of the Drake fans that was there, when they opened up the next morning, I don't know if it's like 12 noon, whatever time they opened it back up, allegedly, this is allegedly, but this is by Drake fan accounts who were there. Homeboy was allowed to go right back up to the ice, right to where he was. Other people were told they couldn't get up there, right? I don't know if he's the only one, but what it looked like was, what it sounded like, he was one of the only ones, if not the only one that was allowed up there that morning. Drake fans can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost 100% that that's what happened. Homeboy is up there. He goes right back to where he's digging at. Bing, bong, bing. I don't know how long he's digging again, da-da-da. All of a sudden, magically, it's a blue bag in the ice. Blue bag in the ice. He got it. He holds it up. They're going nuts. Iceman, Iceman, right? It's Iceman time. Ice all over the place. They peeing ice everywhere. Homeboy goes, holds it up. They're like chanting, open it, open it, open it. Mind you, homeboy that opened it is friends with Aiden Ross. I don't know if you guys know, but Aiden Ross is friends with Drake. They're hand in hand with this stunt. So magically, no, Drake doesn't have a direct connection with homeboy. What was homeboy's name? Homeboy's name. Iceman, Ice. I know his name, but I don't want to say it wrong. Homeboy. I don't want to say his name wrong. I know it, but I don't want to say his name wrong. Who found Drake Iceman release date? His name's something like Kishka, right? Almighty Kishka. So Kishka gets the blue bag out of the ice, right? Kishka has no direct contact, or you can't link him direct. Allegedly, you can't link him directly to Drake, but you can link him directly to Aiden Ross. Not to mention, homeboy's on a hell of a hot streak because he also won entry into Kai Cenat's marathon. The streamer with that marathon, he won. The university. Sorry, the university, the Kai Cenat University. He had also won that, so he got into that too. God bless him. Niggas luck. He's on a run. He's on the run of a lifetime. Right? We are on an infamous run. He's on an infamous run. 2 in a row. Bing bong. Right? Nigga like the Knicks right now. Gets in. He gets the blue bag. Holds it up. Open it. Open it. They screaming, opening it. 9 times out of 10, first thing you're gonna do, you just frown it back. You're gonna open it. No, he wisely doesn't attempt to open it. Doesn't attempt to open it. He got the bag. He come down. Show's over, people. Pee on the ice, do whatever, but we got the bag. We leave it. He gets in the car. He's nutting up, going up. Da. I believe he talked to Top 5 hit him up, right? On the live stream, I could be wrong. I know some. Oh no, not Top 5. I'm bugging. It was Smiley, right? To Mazza. Smiley hit him up, right? Telling him Smiley. He told Smiley, I want that chain. I want your chain, your whatever kind of chain, OVO chain, whatever it is. He want one just like it. Bing bong. Then Aiden Ross hit him up. He's already in the limo on his way. Aiden Ross like, you got to get to the embassy right now. He's like, what if I open it? He said, don't open it, right? Now, mind you, you got to understand why you absolutely know this is staged, because the simple fact, anybody could have found that if it just was laying in ice. Imagine the wrong person gets it. Imagine somebody who doesn't have the best interest of OVO in heart, and they go just take the shit, rip it up. Like, it could be anybody up there to do the thing harm. You almost have to stage it. Okay? You have to stage it because you need to control this narrative. You can't have just anybody running up to the embassy, right? I don't care how much you've seen it on Google, this, that, and the third. We don't want just any nigga running up there. Okay? So we pick Kishka, right? He's having a hell of a run. So we pick Kishka. He's on the phone with Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross is like, you got to get to the embassy right now. Drake has something for you. You need to go up there. He's like, all right, Crody, da. Right? Heads up straight to the embassy. Now he gets to the embassy. They got trucks. Parked in front. Then they got tables. They got a table there, and Drake up there peeking out the window. He can look. You see Drake. Hey, come outside, Drake. Da. For whatever reason, waving to Drake. Hi, Drake. Da. But Drake just watching. Like, I ain't coming out there, nigga. I'm just gonna watch you do this. I'm gonna show like a little bit of forehead. I'm gonna look. You see my eyes. That's it. So you see Drake. You look at. He's starstruck. Blah. So now he got permission. Open the blue bag. But I don't think he opened the blue bag first. He opened another. They gave him another bag when he got there, if I'm not mistaken. He opens that bag, bang, zip. He's like, oh my God. He's bugging out because there's Canadian money in there. Anywhere between $5,000 to $100,000. It ain't called dollars. They call their money something else. Their money worth more than our money, right? So whatever he gave him, add more to it because it's more in America. If he transfer it to our currency, they can really pay, right? Da. So opens up the blue bag. He showed a funny looking ass money. Bang, shit. Nigga, look, I went to Canada when I went to Niagara Falls last year, and I got that same kind of money. It's beautiful money. It's beautiful, right? Bing, bang, bing. So he goes up. He opens that up. He got the money. He starts saying dumb shit like, can I buy this truck? Like, nigga, just open the other bag. All right? Stop saying stupid shit. Just open the other bag. You're like, can I buy this truck? How much you want for the truck? I want to rent the whole embassy for a week, nigga. Just open the bag. Okay? Calm down. Go back over there. All right, so then he got to open the other bag. He goes open the bag. He narrates. He opens it up. It's a piece of paper. Bang. He folds it open. Bang. May 15th. Because Aiden Ross said, you got the release date in your hands. Right? Goes nuts. He got the release. So now, May 15th, plastered all over the world. The date is out. Not June, not July, like some of you niggas were saying. May 15th. Bing. Couple weeks out, you will get it. So all of that was 100% stage, but it did what it was supposed to do. It got everybody excited. It got people involved. It got people worked up, and they wanted to know more, right? So I'm telling my brother-in-law this, and I think I might have, I told you he's a very smart man, so I may have convinced him that it was staged because he stopped arguing that it wasn't. So I think we made some leeway with that one. So it was, but it was fine. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's staged. Doesn't matter if it's staged, right? Then he said the US dollar is worth more than most other currencies, including Canadian currency. Are you sure? I don't know, D. We gotta look that up. We gotta figure that out. D said the US dollar is worth more than Canadian money. I don't know. I thought our money was worth more than theirs. Maybe now with this new administration, they probably messed it up. Our shit all fucked up at this point. But end of the day, right? We started talking. We got it. We started talking about that, right? And the conversation and Bompton, salute to Bompton. He just brought up something that I see. I hear you. Bompton. I'm sorry, baby girl Bompton. None of the reactors I watch are reacting to the song, video, album, none of the blackout. Yes, so that came up in our conversation. So after we started talking about the Iceman release being staged, we started to talk about the reactors of the ecosystem that my brother-in-law had accused me of being a part of this ecosystem that is paid fully and totally and entirely off of Drake hate, right? And the first thing I said, well, first of all, I got to be a reason that we can even do this. Why aren't there more pro Drake channels? Right? I told him about Jay Roebuck. I said, salute to Jay Roebuck. You should go watch him. You will like him. He's right up your alley. He's smart, articulate. He defends Drake tooth and nail. I said, go watch Homeboy. He's the one that did the 5 Drake haters versus 1 Drake fan. And I did a response video and he responded to me. We responded to each other. It's a mutual. I respect him. He respect me. But we just got difference of opinion, right? But I said, for every 1 J Roebuck, there's 20, 30, 40 Kendrick, pro Kendrick, anti-Drake channels. Why do you think that is? And he's like, because y'all haters. I said, no, it's not that we're haters. It wouldn't matter that we're haters because it would still be more Drake channels. It wouldn't just be What's the Dirt, J Roebuck, and about 4 others, right? Maul, and it ain't that many. I said the reason they don't make that many channels, because I said they make them, but nobody watches them because people don't like him. He's made himself unlikable. That's why it's easy to make these channels that diss him. Yeah, you guys get paid to diss him. That's why you keep. I said, but there's a reason. He has garnered a bunch of ill will over the last couple of years. That's why. That's why he couldn't win the battle. I said, no. What happened with the battle was, let's rewind time. Let's rewind time and really understand what happened with the battle. What happened with the battle was Drake was the favorite. Okay? Drake was the favorite. We've all known that since before the battle even happened. They said for years. Now, just imagine, right? Let's imagine this. We all knew that Kendrick, and this is what happened with me and my brother. I said the reason Drake was the favorite because he was a bigger artist. It's just like LL Cool J and Cannabis. Everyone knew, well, I ain't gonna say everyone knew this, but put it like this. We knew that Cannabis bar for bar was a stronger, stronger at the time. Cannabis felt stronger than LL. And we knew bar for bar, Kendrick felt stronger than Drake. We just felt as rappers, he can't beat him as a rapper. But that's not what always wins battles. The bigger artist is expected to win before the battle starts. So when this battle was cooking up and it started to bubble that it was really happening, most people's money was on Drake. Kendrick was the underdog. Okay? I said, you know that, and I know that. Now, to real heads, we knew he had no chance of beating Dot. But to the outside world and the casuals, it was going to be a slaughter because Drake was so big. He was just going to wave his pinky back to back him and get back to business. Okay? So, end of the day, he was the favorite. Now, not because they liked him, it's because they perceived him to be the bigger artist. Now, when it started, he threw out 2 records right after like that came, and J. Cole did the goofiest thing ever. He apologized. Drake had no choice. J. Cole swung, he missed, he got on his bike, rode home, didn't find him again for a couple months. So Drake was standing there. Now you got to fight him, dog. So Drake was like, I bet I'm going to get big bone brolic, and now I'm going to fight this little nigga. I've been waiting for him anyway. I already told Angie Martinez, can't nobody fuck with me. If they want to see me on the battling tip, my pen game is ready. He told Angie Martinez, nobody really wants to see me in that mode. I don't know if y'all remember that. Drake done said a lot of things over the years. Oh, he said, I study battle rap for a living. He said nobody wants to see me in that mode. And he said he don't want to do it to niggas, but if they come for him, he's going to show and prove. And I believe he was basically insinuating the worst thing you could do was test his pen game. I don't know if you guys remember that. So now it was time to shine. And I said at that point in time, we as the public, as far as the quote unquote media or the reactors, this, that, and the third, right? I said we were trying to be neutral. I even said Drake is up 1-0 when he came with the 2 records. I said by default. My brother-in-law was like, what you mean he up 1-0? I said, no, by default. Dot hadn't dropped. So by default, he's winning. If you don't drop yet, you're not winning. So the guy's up. If he's swinging, hit you twice, he's up. When you come back, clock him, knock him out, that's different. I said, but at that point, when Drake had dropped push-ups and what's the other shit, the whatever the shit he did with Tupac voice, I can't remember the name right now. But when he dropped those 2 records, by default, he was up. Had Kendrick never responded, Kendrick would have lost, and that would have been the end of the story. Tailor Made is the song. He used Tupac voice, Snoop voice, and you could tell even then he's fumbling because then he put out the same fucking song with just his voice with the auto-tune, with the AI off. So I'm like, bro, you can't revert. Everybody hates the shit. They hate the AI thing. They already decided that they don't like it. You're not going to reverse that by putting it out again with your own voice. They don't know what they're doing. Okay? But by default, we were trying to be neutral. So we were like, we had to call it, right? The tailor-made freestyle. We had to call it like it is and say he's up 1-0. We were being neutral. We were trying to be neutral. As it went on, those same Drake fans that I told you about back from To Pimp a Butterfly made it impossible to be neutral. It was impossible. It was impossible to be neutral because they came, like I told you, poor Rob Marksman, they came and obliterated him, had his face up on the wall. He was the most wanted man in the world. Poor guy didn't do nothing but say 1 or 2 little things. He talked about both artists and he said something about Drake, and these dudes went and put this guy on the most wanted poster, right? So we couldn't be neutral no more. I was getting attacked for being neutral. I said, F that. All that neutral shit cook. Doc gonna cook this nigga. Okay? I changed my whole demeanor. I was like, you know what? I'm getting cooked whether I be neutral or not, so I'm just gonna do me. And I'm gonna be who I am, which I always was, but I was trying to not be so belligerent, which I love. A company man calls me, he said, somebody said direct. I love it. It was amazing when I went to the country man, right? Company man, salute the company man. So my directness in my how I'm so blatant with it, So end of the day, I started to be like, I'm not even going to keep being cool about this because you guys don't respect that we're trying to be clear, fair, and balanced, right? So then we started leaning, especially once Euphoria dropped, Meet the Grand 616, all that. And then Family Matters, which my brother-in-law says Family Matters is the best song in the battle. And he says that he was perceived to have lost, but he didn't lose. But that's a whole, we'll get to that later. But according to my brother-in-law over that delicious ass coffee, right? He told me we perceived that he lost. I said, gang, how we perceive it when he came out and told us he was quitting. That is a loss by default, which the whole community already said he lost. Right? So at that time, when we started to get this battle, and I told you he was 1-0, the consensus was that Dot has his hands full and that Drake was the favorite. I'm just being honest with you. For the most part, when people spoke on this battle, Dot had to prove that he could win. He wasn't handed this shit. So then when Dot came back with Euphoria, pretty much most people said it was over at Euphoria. I'm just going to be honest. I'm going to say 80% said battle over. I'm just going to be honest. And that's when my brother started to say, you're saying the truth, because a lot of you guys didn't give Drake a chance. You were unfair. And there's that word that they've been spitting for the last couple months. They said it back then, but they're really bringing it back now. Unfair. Academics just did a video a few days ago, and I did a video response that we as a culture were unfair, right? You guys were unfair. You unfair to Drake. And I had to correct my brother-in-law. I said, wait, it wasn't unfair because he had the advantage going in. He was the favorite. Now, even if you're going to say Family Matters was the best record of the battle, 20 minutes later, Dot dropped on him. I'm bugging. I was in Meet the Grams or 616 in LA. He dropped on him. He didn't let that record breathe. I said it was a strategic knockout. We've never seen nothing like that. It was so damaging when Drake dropped Family Matters. He's spinning the G unit chain. He's crushing the Good Kid, Mad City van, right? Which they was dogging Dot back when Good Kid, Mad City came out, right? Dogging him since that. But he crushed the Good Kid, Mad City van. He did. He had a whole video. That's why the video took so long. The song came out. He did a video, this, that, and the third. To which, to this day, many Drake fans say that was the best song in the battle. Delusion at its finest. They say it was the best song in the battle, right? 20 minutes later, I told you Dot had that button hovering. He said, any days, he said, don't touch that computer because that button right there says send. Whether I'm home or not, if I text you, hit it, just click the mouse because that's the send button. I might be out somewhere doing something. Click send. That's the song response to Drake. I know he's going to drop sooner or later. 20 minutes after he dropped, click send, please. And I said, don't do nothing else. Just step back from the computer. You can show you want. So 20 minutes after this nigga dropped Family Matters, somebody back at home hit send, and the rest was history. So Family Matters never got a chance to be the best record. Let's be honest, had he had a couple of days to let it run, let some of those lines cook, it might be a different outcome. Right? Give 3 days of some of them lines cooking. Whitney, all this shit. They try to cook that up for let's imagine how much they cooked it up in the first hour. Stepped on the rollout. So you ain't get a chance to get. Academics was midstream and he had to go and play the next song. Trying to open that bottle. I incorrectly said it was Hennessy the other night, but no, Academics was trying to open a bottle of Patron. He's fumbling with the bottle because he's listening to this to these songs, right? Whatever song it was. I don't remember which song it was. That might have been Euphoria. I don't know what it was. Whatever song response was, I think that was Euphoria. He's fumbling through his shit, trying to It shocked him, but he got caught in the middle stream of all them records. So when he had to go play Beat the Grams, he had to sit through and cut off Family Matters. That ruined the rollout. It was a strategy we've never seen nobody attempt, right? So now, all of that, you're the favorite. You're too big to fail. Kendrick is the underdog. All of that went out the window because at that point, his music couldn't breathe, right? It got so bad. What did they start saying? Yo, he pre-recorded. They made this shit up out of thin air, gang. This is not a hip-hop rule that I'm about to tell you what they made up. They made up a hip-hop rule to try to squash this and stop this rollout that this guy was doing on him. He made a pre-recorded diss. How is that hip-hop? He already wrote that record. This is the Drake fans coping with this strategic takedown that just happened. He didn't let the record breathe. He stepped all over it. It was genius. We've never seen that. So they started crying, saying that, how do you have a pre-recorded diss record? That ain't hip-hop. The most hip-hop, un-hip-hop fan base on the face of the earth is now telling the culture what's hip-hop when their guy's record can't breathe. It got absolutely crazy. Salute. Who homeboy said AZ coming out? AZ is coming out this week. So now it went from we're the favorite, we just crushed the Good Kid, Mad City. Now it's, yo, you guys ain't being fair. The only time people start asking for fairness is when they're losing. Remember all that? Drop. Miss Rock Kitty in the building. Remember all that? Drop. Right? I remember being a little nervous. A little bit. I knew he was going to win, but you had academics every day. Day 12, no Kendrick. Day 13, no Kendrick. Remember that? And I knew he was cooking, right? I was talking about on the video, this down the third. But I still was like, it's like the Super Bowl about to start, and your favorite team still in the locker room. You know they can ball. You know they, you know they gonna play, but they ain't out here yet. And y'all remember, I told my brother-in-law, I said Drake was a bully at that time, right before Kendrick dropped Euphoria. And we agreed on that. He said, you're right. He was a bully. Because he kept saying, you better drop. Nah. You gonna follow through, sonning them. Let's just be honest. If somebody talking to me like that, you sonning me. This dude, there was big bone and brolic talk. Let's just go, let's rewind your, search your feelings. This nigga said, nah, you gonna follow through. That's insinuating that you won't. And he gotta push you because you scared. Oh yeah, this nigga's bones was big and brolic. He was hovering over him like, nigga, do something, I dare you. Then he started taunting him. He told him, use what Joe Budden said. Use that. He started giving him ideas. He tried to 8 Mile him, right? I am white. I do live in the trailer. He tried to 8 Mile him. Let's just be honest. He tried to take the sting out of it. Like, his name is Clarence. Clarence got some really good parents, right? He tried to 8 Mile him, right? Had Clarence got in front of that, then we wouldn't have had, Eminem would have lost, right? That's a whole nother topic. Some people say Eminem shouldn't have beat the guy right before Clarence, right? Some people say B Rabbit should have lost the second battle. Shouldn't even have made it to Clarence. But that's another subject for another video, right? End of the day, B Rabbit, he did the 8 Mile. He got to Drake was trying to do what B Rabbit did. Get to all the disses before Kendrick could come out with him. Use that he likes young girls. He tried to play games with him. Now, I myself, I got a little worried, like, I know my nigga, I get it. I know you gonna watch this nigga, but we like gang, like holding out. I'm trying to stall these niggas, but they waiting for you, my guy. Right? Let's just be honest. So I'm sitting there waiting on Doc, getting a little nervous, a little anxious, right? And then that joint came. I'm going back to when Euphoria dropped. Them superpowers being new. Where were you when that shit dropped? Them superpowers been neutralized. Like, listen, changed the world. It took him some time to get there, but when he got there, it was on. The whole internet lit up. Now, when we got to Meet the Gram 616, remember all that conversation about was that the what was homeboy on Twitter, the Ebony Prince, all that conversation about the shirt, the pills. It was supposed to be his dad's pills, this, that, and the third. All this stuff. They got his dad's suitcase. They don't know if it's really Drake stuff and it was his dad's stuff, but Kendrick used it for the album cover, this, that, and the third. Then they said that the label made him remove the album cover. It was like they was gonna sue him, all this shit, right? Remember that for the Meet the Grams and 616, all that happened. And when all that happened and all that back and forth, and Ebony Prince 2K was on Twitter. He's still on Twitter, by the way. He's the damn he was speaking in codes and riddles, and everybody like, yo, what this homeboy talking about? He started talking about the midget in the wheelchair. Tell the people what really happened in my all this secret shit, right? It got real crazy, right? Salute. Is quality in the building? Salute the quality. Hope he in the building. When it got real spooky and they started having it just went down a rabbit hole and it just got dark, right? All of that shit swayed the battle. And when he used to be the favorite, What had happened wasn't a favorite no more. They started saying unfair because they were beating on their chest. They knew their guy. Drake is the cocky ass captain of the basketball team that they on a hell of a run, right? He's the captain of the team. So they thought they had an easy win. And when that team starts showing up, the other team, the little niggas from Compton, who little uniforms ain't even fitting them right, but they tearing their ass up. They like, yo, we didn't expect that little team from Compton to be this damn good. So they had to start making excuses. And one of the excuses was, you guys are being unfair. He can't catch a break. And I'm gonna get to why my brother-in-law said that, because I keep telling the story of when I told him this story again today, right? We talked about it over that delicious ass coffee, right? Espresso. And they got an espresso machine, got 4-5 buttons on it. You turn a knob, it whip up. You turn another knob, the shit go into a foam, a frenzy. Beautiful shit, right? So we drinking the coffee and we got to why it was so unfair, because you guys wasn't giving him a chance from the jump. And then he said, when when Heart Part 6 dropped, I said, I salute the super chat my guy Doomer, right? I said, my brother-in-law called me when the Heart Part 6 dropped. I didn't hear nothing but him running through the house screaming, saying, it's over. It's over. Wasn't even on the phone. It's just him screaming, running through the house. Because Drake fans had finally got what they wanted. The knockout punch to them was Heart Part 6, right? He's running through the house screaming, da-da-da-da-da. Finally comes back to the phone, right? I said, okay, your boy, I hear you, da-da-da. And I'll say it again. Heart Part 6 I like the beat. It was a good beat. So I said, okay, I see he changed the flow up. He got more serious. I get it. I said, let's sleep on it. We're going to sleep on it and see what the consensus is. I said, we're going to hang the phone up in the morning. We're going to see what the consensus is. Okay. In the morning, it didn't take to the morning. They was cooking that album. They was cooking that song within minutes. Within minutes, they was cooking that song. That song had more thumbs down than any song in history. It had way more thumbs down than thumbs up. The community decided. It was decided. They didn't like that song whatsoever. They thought that it was trash. And not only that, he was contradicting himself in the song. It wasn't making no sense. He was defensive. He was giving up. He said, you finally made a record that I can dance to. Too bad, too many lies in it. You lying ass nigga. Right? Defensive shit he started. If I would never look at it long price, all this crazy shit, right? Which I keep telling you, he wrote that shit. Ain't no self-respecting ghostwriting on the write that shit. A ghostwriter that balled that shit up, tries to be like, give me another sheet of paper. I gotta start this over. No self-respecting ghostwriter would have put out the Heart Part 6. That was Drake's ego in his pen. He didn't let nobody proofread. Can't look at this, Challz. No, go out, get out the booth. I'm doing this. He wouldn't let nobody look at it, proofread it. Just wrote it, bang, 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 spit it. All right, 40. Hit the track like them. Recorded it himself, wrote it, bang, put it out. It wasn't even 24 hours when he dropped that, because I think he dropped that within 24 hours of Not Like Us dropping. It was not more than a day or two. It wasn't that long. Dropped it, 1 million thumbs down on the shit. Boo. So the next morning, my brother, when we finally linked up in the morning, you know what he said? You guys are unfair. He said, you guys are unfair. He said it today. He reiterated today. He said, no matter what he said on that record, you guys were not going to give him the credit. So he went from the favorite to not only the underdog, he's now a guy getting cheated out of a win. Because according to my brother-in-law, he said that the Family Matters was the best record in the battle. That's what he said. Now, let's just imagine it was, Locomo said I was one of them thumbs down. Let's just imagine that the record was the best record. It wasn't to me. But let's just imagine that Family Matters was the best record in the battle. It didn't get a chance to breathe. He strategically deflated any type of movement that you got with the record. Strategically. That's how battles work. That's how battles work. Their strategy. He out-strategized you like no one has ever seen before. The Drake fans are like, you're supposed to wait until the record drops, then write your response, and then come out later. What Kendrick did was not hip-hop. He pre-recorded that. What are you guys going to say to that? You're so hip-hop. You're supposed to be the overseers of hip-hop. Are you going to let this fly? Are you going to let this egregious misuse, this miscarriage of justice? Are you going to let this fly or anoint Drake the rightful winner? This is what they were saying. We had done a disservice to the culture by letting him step on that record. Right? So now we are unfair. I had to hear that from my brother-in-law for months. He just wanted it to be over because, quote, nothing he says or does is ever going to be enough for you people. You don't give him a chance. And that's why when he said, this is why I stuck with the boy, because that's why when he comes back, you guys are going to regret it. Stay on that side. I said, gang, you guys shouldn't be saying that because you want everyone to agree that he's back. If we stay on his side, we're going to be disrespectful to their album. You should welcome us back if anybody wants to come back. He said, nah, like that nigga Ebro. Right? Look at that nigga Ebro, hating ass nigga. I said, well, Ebro, yes, he is a hater. He does hate. He does hate, and he does try to backtrack. He said, now look at him trying to backtrack. He called Drake a cancer. Now he's trying to backtrack. I'm like, you do have a point. Ebro is trying to backtrack. Ebro is trying to say that he is a Drake fan all of a sudden again. Salute the girly jock for the super chat. Happy Meet the Grams Day. Aubrey was done after Euphoria, but Meet the Grams was well earned. Facts. So, like girly jock said, this is what it is. These are facts. Now, when they started to realize they were lost, they were losing, it became that it was unfair. Now, as the traction, this is exactly what my brother said. Now that you realize that it didn't hurt him, and now he's back up. Just verbatim. Now that he's back up, now y'all want to come back on this side. Look at the game. Look at this guy. Start naming guys. Da-da-da. And he incidentally, not for nothing, he did say he hoped Future is not on the album because that would be a slap in the face and he would be very upset if Future's on the album. I said, bro, I'm just going to be the first to tell you Future most likely might be on two of them songs of that album. I'm just going to be honest. So I said, but Drake knows why. He's like, nah, because Future, he needed. So I said, I understand, but Drake needs them, gang. You just got to accept it. You probably will get a Future feature. It's going to be there. It most likely will be there. So I'm going to need you to brace for that. It will probably happen. And he has a reason. Let's just be honest. Future did. I mean, he orchestrated 2 records called We Don't Trust You. They were about him. Let's be honest. But he didn't directly. I'm not making no excuse for Future, but he didn't directly. It ain't really no quotable lines of Future dissing Drake. But in and of itself, he's mad at LeBron more than he is Future. Let's just be honest. And I said that to my bro. And I said, well, what about LeBron? Look how he said, and rightfully so. F LeBron too. So they still mad at LeBron. I said, gang, like, he's dead ass with this. He's like, fuck him. Stay on that side. Right? So he was telling me, when this guy come back, he's going to, this album going to be the greatest thing you've ever heard. It's going to change hip hop forever. Stay on that side. I try to tell him, I said, first of all, I'm not going to hear it. The odds of me hearing is almost slim to none. Right? Like I keep saying, if I do hear it, I'll be watching a Reactor, but I said I'm planning to stream to not hear it. Oh, here we go. You a hater. You gonna make a whole stream just for people who don't want to hear the album? I said, yes, I am planning to make a stream for people who don't want to hear the album. That's when I brought up Jalopy Bungus. He's like, what's a Jalopy Bungus? I said, well, since you asked, last year when the fever for Iceman hit a fever pitch, Jalopy Bungus was like, well, since he put a lawsuit out and he named reactors in the lawsuit, No Life Shack, I believe he might have put he put Kai Sanat, he might have put Screw in there. I think Screwface might be in there. He named about six or seven reactors, right? I believe they're all black. Okay, let's just be honest. But he named 6, 7, which he ended up taking out because it was no merit. He built a lawsuit on a bunch of Twitter theories and nonsense, right? Most of the lawsuit, before it even got anywhere, he had to drop half of it because most of it was hearsay and innuendo, right? He pulled a lot of stuff out of the lawsuit. But in the beginning, he hit these creators up, named them in the lawsuit. Now, what that would have led to, who knows? Legally, these guys might have had to hire lawyers. We don't know. But Jalopy, right? He was like, as creators, we drive the content. We drive the artist to where the art, when the artist needs buzz. If the reactors don't react to it, gang, it's kaput see. People don't get their music taste and opinions from magazines no more. And not even, they don't even get them from blogs like that no more. Remember when the blog era and this not the blogs could make or break you? Well, no, they get it now from reactors. Them niggas that sitting there and go, oh, they get that from reactors. And if reactors don't react, your album, your music probably gonna dud. So you need reactors in this new era that we in. People like myself, the commentators. I'm not a reactor, I'm a commentator, but some people could say I react too, right? Now, with that being said, you need us. So if you're really going to be an artist carrying hip hop on your back, right? Carrying hip hop on your back, you can't attack reactors. Naming reactors in a lawsuit is an attack. So if you're going to attack us, Jalopy Bungus rightfully so said reactors should not react to Iceman. He called for a media blackout, to which No Life Shack chuckled and laughed, and we had a whole thing. I made a video called No Life Shack is Compromised. That was a big video. A lot of people thought No Life Shack he got attacked so badly, he had to make, and it was a lot of people on No Life Shack's back. But Jalopy Bunga said there should be a reactor boycott. He didn't say boycott the album. He said boycott all reactions to the album, because that will hurt. So when we react to it, we're giving it life. We're giving it juice. All right. And I see you, girly jock. I'm gonna get to that game. She said game got flown out. So we're gonna get to that. She said game got flown out like a baddie. We're gonna get the game later, right? But Jalopy Bungus was right. I followed suit and made videos about that. So with that being said, I'm sticking to that. I'm not going to react to Iceman. I'm going to do an anti or something else, right? Still working on what it's going to be. It might be a baked potato on the screen or something. It might be anything, but it won't be that. Okay. So end of the day, my brother's like, see, this is what I'm talking about. Stay on that side, because the rest of the world gonna be bumping Iceman, jumping, bumping, humping, dang, dang, right? So I said, cuz don't you think this kind of weird to be telling people to not listen? Like you're telling us to stay away. I said, this is why he's having such a hard time in the culture, because his fans, I said, you guys have made this tough for him, not us, because you guys attack us, then we attack him. I said, this guy came out at that Iceman thing. I'm not saying he deserves any type of grace, that and the third, but homeboy looked regular degular. Had his little starter jacket. He had his Green Bay starter jacket. I don't know if them jeans was True Religions or whatever, or Chrome or whatever fuck he went. He had some regular jeans on and some Timbs. Nigga just came out there like a regular ass dude, right? Just trying to nigga, what's up? Nah, niggas, I'm maintaining, right? Da-da-da. He comes out, what these fools start doing? Licking the ice and all kinds. You just made the shit weird. You just made it weird. Damn, Crody, blah. I'm like, yo, y'all niggas is weird right now. Then my brother-in-law goes, you damn right. He doing everything for Toronto right now. It's all about the tea, right? So now it's all about, I said, we should have been did that. He said he been doing that. Who else been putting on for Toronto? Oh, I guess the Weeknd putting on for Toronto. I said, well, the Weeknd putting on for the Weeknd. But if Drake was putting on for Toronto, more of them niggas might have made it. I don't know how he's always been putting on for Toronto. I don't know where that's coming from, but I'm gonna let you live. He is centralizing in Toronto right now. Then he goes on, that's right. And I hope to God he don't go to Cali. When he do his tour, I hope he stay all the way out of California. I hope he never goes there. I said, gang, first of all, that's not hurting. I said, gang, first, let's start this. He has to go to Cali. He said, nah, don't go there. Stay on that side. They was rocking with K. I said, the whole state is not rocking with Kendrick. It's just a fact. Most of them, yeah, but he got fans there. I said, in hip-hop, he has to go there. If the game is this big bone and he run LA like he say, he's good. Okay? Let's just be honest. He just flew the game out. They had wine. They cooked s'mores. All kind of shit. So if the game run LA like he say, the very first show, not even gotta be the first show, but on that run, because if he don't go, gang, they're gonna say he's scared. They're gonna say he's scared. And if I'm Drake, I'm like, gang, first of all, yeah, it's a lot of people gonna want to get at me, but I got my guy, the Game, right? What was Game name in that movie? What was it? What he was the big ass the drug dealer that ran the whole LA or whatever it was. I think he had one eye was missing or some crazy shit. I don't know. It was tough. Man. It was scary in that movie, right? That's the mo. If I'm Drake, I'm gonna be like, first of all, he should already have Connect in LA anyway. Some niggas, we don't even know their name. They just that thorough. They just pick up the phone and just make one call, everything shut down, nothing move. So he should already know them numbers, right? Before we even get off the plane. It's niggas is Big Tyrone and it's niggas that don't talk. They don't talk. They don't say nothing. They just, when you get off the plane, that's it. You're good because you called such and such. He already got them numbers. So there shouldn't be no worry about going to LA doing anything. If he who he say is mob ties, this, that, and the third. Okay. So I told my brother, I said, listen, he can't punish the people that want to see him. You can't punish the whole California to make a point, my G. I said, if he really about this culture, like he say, remember when he went to Philly? Oh yeah, when he this meal, he went to Philly, played back-to-back 3-4 times in a row, at least twice, right? End of the day. So what I'm saying is, you got it. Was it Big Worm? End of the day, he has to. He got to go fill up Kendrick Stadium. He got to go perform his shit if he's going to be this nigga. If you like that, right? I said, bro, he has to go. He can't do a tour and jump and skip over one of the biggest states in the whole goddamn country. Okay? So all this stay over on that side, it's weird. I get it. Maul was saying that too. I think Maul the one started that. I really think Maul started that rallying cry. Stay over there. Stay on that side. Right? But at the end of the day, right? Y'all comments is crazy. But at the end of the day, if you're supposed to be the champion of the culture, which you want us to believe you are, they're trying to rewrite the battle in real time. They're trying to say he won the battle. You guys just don't want to admit it. If he won the battle, then he should be able to go to LA. The winner eat what they kill. I told you, K-Dot eating what he killed. I said, Kendrick get to eat what he killed. He been eating it since he beat him in the battle. did the Super Bowl, did the pop out on Amazon Prime, eating real good fish sticks and everything, right? So end of the day, right? Super chat, Duma, the game is Drake's new sexy red. That's what Duma said. Salute, appreciate you. So it's like he should be able to go eat food if you the champion. But he's not the champion. He lost. So if you want to act like a loser and start telling people, stay over there, then that's loser shit. If you're going to be the king of this shit, you're going to put your muscles out and be like, yeah, come kiss this ring before I fuck it up in here. Right? So I'm trying to tell them, I'm like, gang, you guys got the wrong idea with this stay on that side. You should be trying to get everybody back on his side so the numbers can be up when that thing drop. And what I try to tell them is, you guys gonna have a million excuses when they don't do the 500K that you're looking for. They really want 600K out the gate, right? Well, you ain't getting 600K unless the people on this side go back to that side. Okay? But they got ready-made excuses. If it do 600K, shut the rap game down. Close all the labels in America because a Canadian run this shit. The game, he saved the game. If it do 600K, gang, just shut off your phone. Shut off your phone for 2 days. Don't go on. You're not going to be able to breathe, gang. You're not going to be able to post nothing. You can be posting about my grandmother, God rest her soul. Drizzy's back. They're going to be on everything that you do. They're going to be all over your page, all over your shit. It's going to be like mustard flames, flies on shit. You ain't going to be able to write nothing about nothing because they're going to be talking about Iceman and putting ice all in the comments for fucking 2 months. Fuck Dot, fuck this, fuck that, fuck TDE, fuck the West Coast, fuck your baby king. It's going to be fuck this, fuck that. You're cool and fuck him. It's going to be this. It's going to be insanity. So that's what's going to happen if they win. If he do a middle of the road shit, you're going to hear this celebration anyway. If he do 300, he's still going to be, if he do 380, forget it. You're still going to get that, but it's not going to be as big bone and brolic. They're going to be big bone. They're going to be brolic. See, the boy is back, but they're going to say it's okay because he's independent now. His label's not helping him. He did it off the muscle. It's just Drizzy by himself. He ain't got no help. Lucian Grange has he blackballed him, da-da-da. God forbid, gang, listen. When Moses made that ark and he had to prepare for all the water, that's what it's going to be. If this guy does something like 180, the tears and excuses are going to be unbearable. I'm just going to be honest. They're going to have 1,000 excuses for you because they're going to be saying he's blackballed from the radio and he still did 180. His label ain't doing nothing for him and he still did 180. Lucian Grange has him on a list, a do not play. They're going to start coming up with shit you've never heard. Okay? It's going to be things you never, it's going to be so many excuses. Your head's going to explode with the amount of excuses that they're going to make for that album not doing 500 okay or whatever, right? GNX did 318 first week. They want to beat that by any means. If it goes under, listen, the amount of excuses, if it goes under that, it's going to be your fault, my fault, everybody's fault. It ain't going to be that people just not jacking them or the album just ain't good. It's going to be this guy, that guy, and this guy, blah, blah. And internally, I told you I used to be in that OVO sound group. Internally, they're going to be arguing amongst themselves. He shouldn't have dropped this. He shouldn't have dropped that. He shouldn't have had Future on it, right? It's going to be a whole thing. But they're looking for that magic number to say he still runs this game. He runs hip-hop. He don't run hip-hop. He never has. He's a pop star that can rap, right? I keep calling him Shawn Mendes, right? And even Shawn Mendes don't rap. But at the end of the day, he's a pop star that can rap. And they keep measuring his numbers by niggas that really rap. They measure Jay-Z's success against his, but he's singing. They're measuring. They try to put gang. They tried for years. I used to fight. I was losing the fight until recently. I was losing the fight. I'd be on my other podcast. I'd be like, we can't keep putting this guy in the conversation with real rappers. Yes, you can. Back on my podcast we was doing a few years ago, before the West Show, we was doing another one. the What Show led into the What Show. But I used to be, even on the What Show, I've gotten to it with Fliz and TJ to a degree, that we keep putting this guy on the list of real rappers. We've been doing that. I've been fighting that fight for years. I almost gave up, gang. But what happened was, it started to become apparent that we can't keep measuring, can't keep going. Listen, Jay-Z, I'm gonna give my top 5. I'm gonna get shut up, nigga. I'm gonna do it. Jay-Z, Biggie, Nas, Drake, and Pop. Like, can't do that. Niggas was really doing that. Some of you niggas in the comments, be honest. Salute to Zoe in the building. Salute to Zoe. Some of these niggas in the comments was saying that shit too. Biggie, Nas. No, fuck it. I put Drake right there. So Biggie, Nas, Drake, Jay, because he be outselling Jay. Niggas was putting Drake in there. I low key almost gave up. I was tired of fighting the gang. It's like, but he got ghostwriters, gang. You can't put him there with Jay-Z. Jay-Z writing his goddamn head. He don't even fucking write the shit down, and he got to sit here and compete with Drake for fucking songwriter credit. Like, but after a while, y'all came to y'all senses sooner or later. It took a while. It wasn't immediate, right? Yeah, Meek Mill's hit him with the shit, and y'all kind of like, yeah. That's when I knew it was a problem, because when Meek Mill exposed, right? For like, we gonna call it exposed, right? Meek Mill exposed him. He got the fucking who he tracks from was DJ Drama. DJ Drama has remained unscathed shit too. That's some fuck shit. Let's just be honest. Wasn't it Drama that gave Meek Mill the tracks? Was that him? Somebody in the chat tell me. Was that Drama that gave Meek Mill the reference tracks? It's some fuck shit, gang. Let's just be honest. I'm gonna be honest. That's some fuck shit, right? So, but he remained unscathed, right? So when Meek Mill exposed him for these reference tracks, most of us was like, it's over. We ain't got to talk about this shit no more. But you guys fought. You fought like hell, gang. You were on Twitter, all in the comments. It doesn't matter. The songs matter. It's just about just getting a little help. The song structure, that's all that really matters. We just want the good music. It doesn't matter if he wrote. Why do you care who wrote the verse? Right? Why is that so important? It became whole think pieces that writing your verse didn't matter. And then he came out, what'd he say? Niggas think I don't write enough. He minimized it. He made it like, and yeah, they do say he writes for other people. He writes for Kanye, and that's what people say. They say, oh man, you keep saying that ghostwriter shit. Fucking shit. If this guy was so fucking good, where's his fucking music? Right? What's homeboy name? What's homeboy name that wrote this shit? Right? Where's his? It ain't nothing but a little bit of help him here and there. He don't need him. He writes for everybody else. He writes for Beyonce. Won't you put that in your little fucking video? Right? He writes for a lot of people. He doesn't write it. So it was a whole thing where it was like, all right, he does, right? You gotta give him that, So you guys were basically helping the argument. So the people like me who, okay, yeah, we've had people come in since the 80s that somebody wrote their raps for them, but at the end of the day, you can't say I am the best and really mean it if you have people writing your raps, right? What's homeboy that wrote the raps? I can't remember his name right now. Homeboy that wrote the raps, right? I'm rooting for him too. He just dropped a new song a couple months ago, right? They done beat the nigga up and this, that, and the third. So what I was trying to tell my brother, right? I said, this whole ecosystem that you're saying that we got, Quentin Miller, salute to pretty Mimi, Quentin Miller, right? I'm rooting for him. He ain't pop yet. he ain't quite pop yet. Okay, let's say that. Quentin Miller, keep doing your thing. He haven't quite popped yet, but they just try to link him to Pusha T and this, that, and the third gang. I ain't feeding into none of that shit. All right, just gonna be honest. But end of the day, Quentin Miller didn't quite pop, but that was the fight. Why can't we keep putting him in this daggone conversation when he has reference and he's still dropping reference tracks? I just did some videos a couple months last year. 4 songs came, 4 new reference tracks, new niggas, right? So it never ever stopped. We got most of the stuff. Then they was talking about, yo, academics, like I don't mind the other stuff, right? I don't mind the other stuff. But if I hear, like, I think he said Mob Ties was written, or if I hear that the timestamp records have reference tracks, oh, then it's a problem. Y'all remember that? Academic said if he hears, he don't mind the party records and the bangers. He don't mind that those were written. But I believe he said if Mob Ties has a reference track, I believe it was Mob Ties. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And he said in the timestamp records, if those are written, if the reference track come for those, now we got a problem. And guess what happened? Bing bong. Them reference tracks came out right on time. Right? Right on time. Reference tracks. Right? I don't think we ever got a response from academics about that because he said it was going to be a problem if the timestamp, I think we got a reference track for one of them timestamps. Am I bugging out? Which, let's just be honest. The only reason he even gets in these conversations with Nas and Pac is those timestamp records. He got some big ass records, this, that, and the third. A lot of us make big records, this, that, and the third. So he was already recognized for the big records, right? But what solidified him, when you ask a Drake fan, give me a record this nigga really spitting on, they gonna reach in their bag, pull out one of them timestamps. They gonna sit back and fold their arms like this. And they're gonna say, hit play on that, homie. Now watch a spit. They gonna play you a timestamp record. That's why we had to have those conversations. Is he the best? Can he be looked at in the best conversation? That's why I had so much trouble in that area because of shit like the timestamp records. Well, guess what? Allegedly, they have a reference track for that too. Do you know why that's a problem? Because those are supposed to be your deepest thoughts. Those are supposed to be from your insides. This is where you are when it's late at night, right? You finished a fresh bubble bath. Everything is just mellow, and you start thinking about your life. You're in, what was it, 515, wherever he's at, that, whatever city he's in, he's supposed to be in solitude, right? With a pen and a paper or his phone, with his thoughts. No girls around, get off. Y'all got to leave the room. I appreciate you women being here, but it's my time now. I got to write. So my manager's going to show you to your vehicle. Have a nice night. I love you, ladies, but I got to work. He put him in the Uber. They gone. Now it's just him and his thoughts. He look at the clock. That's when he start writing. It's 5:15. Where am I at? This is what I'm thinking right now. Starts writing. 15 minutes later, 20 minutes, maybe 60. That's when he's supposed to be done. It's over. Now you just got Drake's heart on the platter, and now he's giving it to you. That's what the timestamp records represented. To find out that that is somebody else's thoughts, it's like it's a slap in the face. That's why academics say, well, if I hear that there's a timestamp record, if there's a reference track for that, then well, then we have some explaining to do. Now I don't know if academics ever responded about them records being referenced, but I'm sure he heard it. All right. And that's why we are able to build this. That's one of many things that this ecosystem that my brother-in-law told me over that good ass espresso. He told me, you guys have created an ecosystem, a financial gain by hating on Drake. And it's unfair. So what I say, okay, how would we be able to do that? You know why? Because people have decided he's almost what I would like to call a villain. He's a super villain in a lot of these circles. People have seen through the mask. They've seen for a lot of years that Drake, he rubs people the wrong way to a degree, and some people have not been able to bounce back from that. So when this battle came, a lot of people started cheering for the what? The underdog. Us Dot fans, he wasn't the underdog. But to the outside world, like they say, yo, he ain't never outside. Drake run this shit. He had Drake bring the whores out, like homeboy from Bag Fuel say, shit, when Drake was outside, he bring no whores out. So they were telling you for years that this guy runs all, when he come around, he throws a lot of money into the air. A lot of people get fed, a lot of features. That's what my brother-in-law brought up this morning. All them dudes that got all them features, he carried you on his back. You got all them features, and then when he needed you, where were you? My brother was spazzing. He was spazzing. He said, stay on that side. Where would you be without them features? But then when he needs you, and I'm be honest, he got a point. Where were you? It's a good 15, probably 20, 25 rappers that probably should have said something. Right? It was a scary time, gang. Opening your mouth at that time, they was war. It was war. You was choosing the side if you opened your mouth. But if you're looking at it from his side, where were they? Where were all these guys that I gave all these features to? Where were you? If you're looking at it from his point of view, that's what my brother-in-law saying. He's like, stay over there on that side. We're looking at Game, right? Who just got flued out. Game been moving crazy for a while, gang. But I told you, in a weird way, in a weird, sick way. It ain't sick. I'm gonna be honest, it's not sick. In a weird way, I respect loyalty, good, bad, or indifferent. So I'm like, in a weird way, Game is being loyal to him. That got him flued out. In his word, I told you, he gave Game that verse for free, and he came up and shot the video. Game will never forget that. Game turned his back on his whole city. He just came out on the damn thing over last week talking about, I wasn't going to turn, I'm not going to turn my back on Drake. He said, he pretty much said, you guys want West Coast unity on your terms. When you do a drive-by, you're not looking for West Coast unity. It's like, what about isms? It's silly. He's equating one with the other. Don't make no sense. But in game logic, it made all the sense in the world. Oh, when you niggas do a drive-by on the other hood, where's your unity then? At the end of the day, that's not what we talk about, gang. We ain't talking about drive-bys and shit. We talking about in a rap battle when it's from Canada versus the homie from Compton that you put on. You put according to Game. I could have signed Dot. I tried to sign Dot, right? What Kendrick say? I heard the Game didn't like it, right? But in Game World, he could have signed him. He put him on all his da-da-da. He went on. He did go on a tour. I believe with J Rock and Kendrick, and they went on tour with Game when he first da-da-da. So you of all people, if nothing else, you could have shown support for Dot and been neutral. No, you pretty much didn't go to the pop-out. We still don't know why. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. You ain't support him. You damn sure ain't change your avatar for him, right? He changed his avatar to Drake shit. He ain't changed the avatar for Dot. I don't remember him doing it. So we're looking at it like, gang, you low-key, you going against the home team. We're not asking you to do a goddamn drive-by. We're just saying, show some unity. Look how many people called truces and went to the pop-out. Mortal enemies up on that stage dancing. We asking you to do the same, and you're that locked in and loyal that you can't show a form of unity for the West Coast, who's literally at war. Right? Let's just be honest. This is a war of words. It's a battle. So we're choosing up sides right now, and you're standing over there. Salute Karen in the building. So I'm like, you kind of low key, yeah, you can be loyal, right? Because I hate this loyal shit. But at the same time, you got to understand what the bigger picture is. A lot of people that understood it didn't say nothing, right? A lot of people who may have been all the way Drake, all the way Dot, they left their mouth closed. You could have did that. But you low key came into the situation, right? You came into the situation and kept tiptoeing around, showing allegiance for the other side against somebody that's on your on your coast. He's on your team. You're showing allegiance for his enemy at the time. Super chat by Doom. He said, fluid out both Ice Spice and no. The game said yes. Think about Ice Spice said no, and the game said yes. Salute to Doom for that. But that's what Drake do. He fly people out. And that's what I was telling my brother-in-law. People have developed a sense of dislike for Aubrey because he did shit like apparently when I just watched salute to what's homeboy Mike is it Mike Check TV? I believe it's Mike Check. I can't remember right now. But he does a lot of these videos about J. Cole and Drake and this, that, and the third. I'll think of his name in a minute. Somebody can tell me in the comments. But he did a video on why Baby Keem and Drake have issues, and it ends up that Drake was trying to get at Keem and work with him, and then when he found out that he was Dot's cousin, he turned on her and tried to get in his girl's DM and do shit like that, and the word got out that he once again tried to do something to somebody's girl, and Keem still writing about the shit because the shit, whatever happened with the girl, it's a whole mess. Got real deep and dark. Go over there and help. I watched my man. No, it's not Mike Check. It's Mike Drop. Mike Drop. He did a whole video on how Keem and Mike Drop TV. Salute to Mike Drop TV. Did a whole video. Some of y'all be hating on cuz he doing a hell of a job. Salute. Some of y'all just be hating, gang. I'm just gonna be honest. But Mike Drop TV, he did a whole video on why Keem and Drake had a fallout, and somehow, some way, Drake tried to get at his girl, and the girl bit and fed into it or some shit like that, right? So that's a good, very good, interesting. But it's stuff like that when people hear that you're always in their girls' DM, this that they start to feel like, gang, we don't really like your behavior. All right. That's why when the battle came up and they forced people, right? When they showed me it don't pay to be neutral, right? So once again, salute to my guy Rob Marksman, who's the most neutral nigga in this shit. When they had him put an X on his face and made him public enemy #1, I was like, it ain't no for my ass. So I'm just gonna stop trying. Fuck them all. Right? End of the day. So I start cooking them daily, like da. And what? Like and the other side too, right? How motherfucking her homeboy say? He said seats 4 and 5. I wish a nigga would be in any of my seats when I get there. Okay. So end of the day, I don't have no money. I just found out that some very important people in my life have muted me, right, on all social media. So end of the day, yeah, I'm about this action because I don't care no more. So I don't even pretend to be neutral. I'm gonna tell you like I feel. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Okay, all that being neutral shit goes nowhere. We are at war, and I told my brother that this morning. I said, this is a war game. Ain't no time for us to be pussyfooting around. What I'm trying to tell you is we it's not physical war, but we've already accepted it. Like Jay-Z came out last week, not last week, 2 weeks ago with that interview talking about, I don't think I like what they did to Drake. I don't think I like how the stand-up is now. I don't think they going after people's family, this, down the third. I think we're over battle right with Jay. Listen, gang. Shit done changed, gang. It's a very messy world. I know Jay only pop out on Twitter every 3 years and shit. Jay, it's bad out here. It's kill or be killed out here, gang. I'm telling you right now, Twitter's crazy. Niggas told me they wish the cancer got my ass, gang. So I'm telling you, Twitter, we in trouble, girl. We in danger, girl. Molly, we in danger out here. So ain't no pussyfooting around out here. So end of the day, we do this for real. We do this for real, and we don't worry about the stands on the other side. What we're gonna do? Hip hop has changed forever. Ain't none of that. Like J. Cole said, we ain't gonna never get another classic album, unanimous classic, because everybody's so stand out. Well, we ain't never had a unanimous classic. We've had songs where, albums where most of us say it'd be 80% would say. There ain't no album that 100% of people, even Illmatic is not 100% of everybody saying Illmatic is a classic. Some niggas say it's a classic because they don't want to get, they scared to say it ain't, right? But end of the day, every single classic gets contested. Now what it is you're going to have these pockets of people, no matter what you say, no matter what you do, right? Darius King in the building, salute. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, they are going to diss, they're going to hate, they're going to criticize. Just where we are right now. We've been there for 15, 20 years. So this is where we are. Let me get this Darius super chat. And my brother that passed was named Darius. I will be listening to Sade podcast, her, Lincoln Park, Black, Sarah McLachlan, etc. Here in Qatar. Salute to Qatar with my Middle Eastern homies. Let Drake have his pity day. Salute to Darius. Good name, right? So, end of the day, what Hove was talking about is we don't need to battle no more because dudes are too mean, right? And we don't need to do this, that, and the third because it's getting too serious, right? So, but I'm like, we are in a new world, Jay, and it is mean, it is serious, and we have adapted, we've adjusted. I'm okay with being out here on this fight with these people. I'm fighting for the Clips, I'm fighting for Gibbs, I'm fighting for everybody that's spitting, everybody that's real. I'm fighting for Redman, all these guys, right? Even Chance new album, a whole lot of shit came out. It's a lot of really good music. I'm fighting tooth and nail, right? Still trying to see if we're gonna get that album from what's my guy? Damn, homeboy got the issues with his label, right? I thought that was a really good label. I don't know why they acting like that with homeboy, but we're gonna see if we get that album too. What's my guy used to run with Griselda? I'm drawing a blank right now, but we trying to get his album out and this, that, and the third. So it's a lot of good music coming out. We're gonna roll with the new music and the fake shit. We're gonna call it out, and we're gonna have to go to war with these niggas and be like, listen, we're not having this bullshit, right? But that's what they want us to do. They want us to get in line, but then they want to tell us stay on that side. Is weird shit. So it's like what I'm trying to tell you is right. Torizi said, if you stay neutral, side's gonna get chosen for you. So pick a side. That's a fact. Once you they're gonna pick the side for you. Okay, that's exactly what's gonna happen. And Duma said, Chance last album set him back on the right. Chance had a really good album, gang. I did the 25. I keep saying this. I did the 25 top albums of the year. Chance new album, that Chance last album was fucking fire. I think I made him like even number 6 or 5 of the top 25 albums of 2025. I got that video back. Y'all slept on that video, but it's in my videos. If you go back by, you can probably type in top 25, shit'll pop up in my shit. But Chance Lab, oh yeah, Stove God, salute. Duma says Stove God. We're gonna see if we're gonna get that Stove God Cooks album. He having is he on Rhyme Sayers? Right, I think he might be on Rhyme Sayers records. I'm not sure, but if it's Rhyme Sayers, I'm surprised that they're giving somebody problems because I ain't never known Rhyme Sayers to be like giving problems to people. I don't know, but we waiting on that Stove God and that Chance last album. That shit was hip hop, black, all that. That shit was one of the blackest albums I've heard in years. I'm gonna be honest. It's a very enjoyable. It was a Stardust or some shit like that. Whatever it is, I don't remember the name of, but that shit was fire. I think I had Doechii making good music too. Who else we got on here? They talking Westside Gun. Westside Gun messing around with them damn wrestling on the WWE. They fucking hit his ass with a cease and desist. Duma said Benny on some MAGA shit. I ain't heard Benny on no MAGA shit. I don't know about that. And I'm not even going to try to hear. I hope to God that's not true. I'm not going say he is who he ain't. Oh, Baby Grand. Yeah, Baby Grand's another good label. Why would Baby Grand be giving issues to people? I didn't know Baby Grand would be having problems with that. But end of the day, so when I was talking to my brother-in-law, he was basically telling me that we have an ecosystem and I'm a part of it and we get paid. That's the only reason why we hate on this guy so much and we don't give this guy the chance that we give Kendrick. He's basically saying it's a lose-lose situation. We started talking about the hard part 6 and I had to remind my brother. I said, listen, you do know he gave up on that record himself, right? You do understand that at the end of the hard part 6, he pretty much laid down his gauntlet and gave up and put his armor and shield down and gave up and called his lawyer. You do understand that. So that's where we were at. It wasn't my ecosystem. I'm in this ecosystem of evil and shit. It wasn't us that made him lose that. He could have came out with another record even after that. But at the end of the day, we started talking about him dissing on Iceman and he wholeheartedly agreed. Yes. My brother said, I want him dissing on there. I want him to tear his ass up. He wants him to come at Dot on that record. He's here for that. And I was saying, well, it's going to be pretty hard to come at him when you gave up last time you had a chance to come at him. It's going to be pretty hard to make a convincing argument, especially to us, right? Especially to the people who allegedly have no faith or we have no desire to hear what he got to say. We're not giving a chance. You're not going to win us over coming with a brand new diss record after we just saw a lawsuit that's still in appeal. You're not going to convince us if you decide to come with some heat, right? He said, no matter how good this record is, guys like yourself, you're going to sleep on it. You're not going to give it the. He said, let me ask you a question. If the record is good, are you going to say that? Are you going to give it a chance? First of all, that's some big victim shit. If the record is good, it don't matter what the fuck I say. Okay? I'm supposed to stay over there, remember? So it don't matter what I say. If the record, do you think I go around telling people you need to be saying that the Clips is good? They made a fucking masterpiece. People get in my comments all the time. That was trash. Somebody just said it 2 days ago. Clips was trash. But then we ignore those people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit there and now all of a sudden I'm in my head, oh, is the Clips really trash? I don't give a fuck what this nigga said. So, end of the day, they shouldn't care what I say. It don't matter what I say. This is the thing. They can't enjoy it. They gotta push it on you and make you enjoy it. They can't get no enjoyment out of it if you're out here not enjoying it. This is why what everybody comments means so much. This is why they so demonstrative, because if us saying that, if us not, we could just not be talking about it at all, and that would be disrespect. If we start talking about something else, fuck out of here, Iceman. So it's like, if everybody not saying that thing is popping, that's going to be worse than us disrespecting it, because they want you to say it's good. They can't. That's why they lean on these numbers so heavily. They lean on the numbers so heavily because that's validation. I keep trying to tell these guys, yes, numbers, low key in hip hop, it matters, but it's one of many things that matter in this culture. It ain't the number one thing y'all try to make it into. And every time we try to bring up numbers, oh, I thought numbers didn't matter. I thought numbers did. Well, it's nuance to this, guys. I tell you, these Drake fans, they hammer and nails, gang nail, blunt object, blunt force object, bong bong is Barney Rubble, right? What I'm trying to tell you is bam bam, right? What I'm trying to say is, okay, more than one thing can be true. Okay, a guy can sell some records, but that doesn't mean he's the greatest rapper on earth. We gotta have some nuance. To them, nope. He outsold this guy. He outsold that guy. He's the greatest. The end. Hand me my burger. All right. End of the day, nothing matters. It's just who sold the most, who got the most streams. It's my guy. Look at it. Number one stream. Every time you start the conversation, it always gets to that. You can't say nothing else. It gotta be about the numbers. And that's where the disconnect comes in with the culture, this, that, and the third. So here we are again, worrying about the numbers, this, that, and the third, because they need you. They need to have something over you. They need to be like, yo, you can't touch my guy because he sells XYZ. He streams XYZ. That's the end of the story. You can't touch him. You can't do this, that, and the third. Okay? So that's why we have these problems. Now, when I, like right here, let me see what Stephanie said. I don't even want to dish you no more, right? That's what happened with the Hard Part 6. It was a complete back step by homeboy, pulled out the shit himself. But when I was talking to my brother-in-law, again, with the good ass espresso, he started telling me the only reason we don't respect Family Matters as the winner, because we predetermined that battle before it started. He said, you predetermined it. You didn't listen to the lyrics of Family Matters, and that's the best record in the battle. Maul said that too. Limit record so you niggas could stop saying it. It was not. Not lyrically, not musically, not in no way, shape, or form. It has too many flaws in all the records he did. He attacked too many people in them records. He said some shit that wasn't even that clever. Some of that shit was downright dumb, and a lot of it didn't make no sense. The disses didn't stick. It didn't make no moves in the culture. It didn't shape the culture. It didn't change. Euphoria changed the culture. Okay. It's stuff said in Euphoria that they still quote right now. 616 changed the culture, and Meet the Grounds changed the culture. Oh, Challz, here you go with this bullshit. Right? Oh, now everything K-Dot did changed the culture, right? But nothing Drake. This is the shit I'm talking about. That ecosystem that you guys are in. This is what I mean. So this is the shit. So what it is, if we don't agree that somehow it's some predetermined. We're not even giving your boy a chance. Well, I gave it a chance. I heard all that shit. I heard push-ups. I heard Family Matters, and I heard the Hard Part 6. I on my own, not no hive mentality. On my own, I decided that he didn't win. Okay, but to these guys in that corner, if I say he didn't win, then it's because a hive mentality, and it's not because he really didn't do good music. And that's why they get so upset. So now they want to bang on their chest and stomp their feet, and they want to divide it even more. It's already divided, but they want to divide it even more with this stay on that side. That's a rallying cry. I'm almost certain that Maul is the one that started that shit. Right? End of the day. So now we got these people wanting this, they wanted to do all these numbers, but they don't understand if we stay on our side and don't play it, that thing gonna brick. If everybody that's on this side that didn't like him or his music, go, a lot of you people still gonna listen to it because you're just curious. It is what it is, right? People telling me I have to listen to it. You gotta listen, Challz. Come on, Challz. You gotta listen to it. You claim to be a hip hop historian. How you gonna really document history if you don't listen to the fucking album? They trying to guilt me into listening to the shit. Okay? I fuck around and watch it through Homeboy stream or fucking Shaq or somebody else. I might do that. But I'm heavy on the mouse clicker. I'm gonna be skipping through this shit real quick. I'm not gonna be sitting through no whole fucking thing if I do hear it at all. Right? But what's gonna happen is one of the records gonna be a straight up diss record. I'm gonna have to click the shit. It's gonna be, as soon as it drop, whatever record is he dissing that's gonna start trending. And that's gonna be clipped up on Twitter. They're gonna have it right there. Kirk gonna put it. Drake, this is Kendrick. Calls his mom. He calls his mom. He calls his dad. He dissing everybody. He does a Meet the Lamars or whatever. Fuck. He gonna do some whatever goofy shit he do. It's gonna go on Kirk. Pay Kirk gonna put it up. Then it's gonna come in my feed and be like, oh, I gotta hear the shit. So I'm gonna have to hear it at some point. It is what it is. It ain't no escaping it. I'm gonna have to hear it. Right? So it is what it is. Whatever disc drop, I'm gonna have to hear it. I'm gonna have to address it at some point. But I'm not going to be giving it no streams. I'm not going to be up here reacting to this shit. Oh, shit. I'm not doing none of that goofy shit, right? That's somebody else's job. It's not mine. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to discuss it, right? And we're going to have to speak on it. I'm going to have to speak on it to a degree. I'm not going to promote it by going and reacting in real time. I'm not doing that. But I'm going to have to say something, right? Sim said, invite the espresso to the what show. So we can. I try to get him on there, gang. I try to get him to come up, but he said he's not gonna let you guys box him in and try to tear him to pieces. This, that, and the third. He didn't say the many words, but that's what he mean, right? End of the day. So I told you I love this nigga to death. This, that, and the third. We have great conversations. We chill out we get together all the time, gang. Right? We very civil, very new, very civilized. We have good time together. We drink all kinds of shit, Casamigos, this, that, and the third. So this stuff is light work. It ain't nothing like, it ain't that serious. He's very passionate about this subject. And we save it for last because we want to enjoy the times we talk about everything else. And then probably by the morning, like this morning, we'll talk about that. And that'll be the last hour. Then we shake and we leave, hug, and go home. So it ain't that serious. But at the end of the day, we do talk about it because this is a part of both our lives. And when I see it, when we do discuss it, I let him get his shit off and say whatever he's gonna say, and I just rebut it calmly, this, that, and the third, because we got a mutual respect. Now, at the end of the day, I understand that this is his guy. So I'm not gonna be too crazy with it. I let him say what he's gonna say. I say what I'm gonna say, and I'll be like, I'll just correct him and and we do that little dance, and that's it. It never gets disrespectful. All right. And at the end of the day, that's how it should always be. But when we do discuss it, I have to be honest. And when you say, okay, you guys never were going to give him a chance. Well, I just sat and told you, I gave him a chance. I said Drake was up 1-0 back then because Dot hadn't responded. I had to say he was up. Because although I've taken a side, I'm also very honest. I'm keeping shit a buck. And when he hadn't responded yet, Drake was up. It is what it is. Now, when he dropped Euphoria, game's over. I did a breakdown video. Bing bong, it's over. Battle's over. Yo, put the mics down, shake hands, go the fuck home. You lost, right? They kept going a little bit longer. He started losing. It is what it is. Do y'all remember when they were saying Not Like Us was overkill? I don't know if y'all remember that. But my homies in my chat, I believe Fliz was one of them. He was like, bro, this overkill, he didn't have to do that. I said, nah, Fliz, he needed this. We needed this record as the coach. I said, this record is fucking ridiculous. When I first heard that record, I was halfway through. I had my hand on my head like, yo, he just fucking killed this nigga. That like this is dead now. I'm listening to Not Like Us. I said, this shit's a smacker. And I had some people in my other chats was like, I don't know about that record. I said, gang, this record, this is one of the hardest records in probably 5 years. Like, this shit is crazy. I said, you guys gonna see. I said, this is a hit record. I was all my chats. I'm like, yeah, this nigga just dropped a hit record. Some of them was like, I don't know, man. We will see. Because it was too West Coast. They wasn't prepared for it, right? Even though they like West Coast, they wasn't ready. I said, gang, listen to me. This record, this about to be probably one of the biggest records in history. And sure enough, what happened? Bing bong, that shit's at the Super Bowl and everywhere else, right? They playing at the NBA games and this, that, and the third. Every third grader from here to Calcutta know the goddamn words, right? Right, wrong, or indifferent. So I was like, yeah, this nigga, he put dirt on the coffin. End of the day. So we just saw a guy make one of the greatest records in history. And we had to still argue that this guy lost. It's still, and I just told you in a video a couple days ago that Academics is setting it up. And I don't know why Jay doing it, but Jay-Z doing it too. And J. Cole is doing it too, where we're going to start, sadly, having to defend all this shit all over again. When this record dropped, now we're going to start defending. Did he really win the battle? Did he really win? Is this guy really better than him? Because look at his numbers. Look at his streams. He never went nowhere. You guys said he was dead, but look at him. He looks alive to me. Look at his numbers. He just did $1 billion. So we're going to have to hear it all over again. And they're going to relitigate the whole shit. They're going to start saying shit like my brother-in-law, that Family Matters was the best record. I'm telling you right now, before it happens, that's where this is going. You're going to have to start. Gang, we going to have, it's 3 years later. They're going to start doing lyrical breakdowns again. I'm telling you right now. They're going to break down Family Matters again. And then whatever new shit he dropping his album, they're going to lyrically break that down. And you're going to see more pro Drake channels. They're coming, right? I'm just telling you what it is. It ain't going to work, right? They're going to try it. It's going to work for some guys, but it's not going to be to the level of the so-called ecosystem that we created, right? But what I kept trying to tell him, I said, why do you think that this ecosystem exists? It's because people want to hear this shit. That's why. Those fans have made people so angry since To Pimp a Butterfly, since Good Kid, Mad City. They have been making people so angry, right? And like I said, when the bully hits you, you retaliate. Now you look like the problem, and they go get Miss Crabtree. Look at him. They're not being fair. He took my crayon. Look what he. Meanwhile, he's been bullying you for 2 years. Since first, second grade. Third grade, you slapped the shit out of him. Now you the bully. So, end of the day, what we're seeing now is they're reversing this once again. We're going to be right back here relitigating whatever record he dissed on. He's coming with a diss record, gang. It's going to be a timestamp with 2 timestamps, 2 Kendrick disses, some shots at LeBron. It's going to be all that shit, and they're going to be loving it. Your timeline going to be lit with quotables all fucking night, for 2 days straight, nonstop quotables. End of the day. All right? He said it won't be 2 years till tomorrow, not like this. Yeah, you're right. So, end of the day, we got 2 years, right? I know we be loving saying it's damn near 2.5. It's almost 3, right? But end of the day, we are seeing this thing come right back around full circle. This guy, once again, he's going to be dissing. To me, let's just be honest. I'm gonna tell y'all some real shit. And even when my guy Hove did it on Blueprint 2, when he came at Nas, after Nas convincingly beat him with Ether, and then Hove came back with Super Ugly. Battle was over. Everybody gave it to Nas. Hove had even apologized for saying some things on Super. He didn't apologize for the battle before you niggas get in my comments. Hove didn't apologize for dissing Nas. He apologized because his mom said he went too far talking about skeeted on the baby seat. So Hov was there. My mom said I went too far. So for that aspect of the battle, I apologize. Now, when Hov came back on the Blueprint 2, this was years later, and he had that record on, I believe it was on disc 2. Is it Uchi Wally or is it one Mike? Are you supposed to be da? He came dissing Nas again. And Hov is my guy. I was like, Hov, you wrong for this. I don't want to hear no new Nas disses after y'all had the battle, because is he still thinking about it? Hov was still salty. It still was getting at him that he lost to this Koofy wearing nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So Hov came back on Blueprint 2, disc 2, Blueprint 2, I believe it was. Is it Uchi Wally or is it one Mike? Is it Shorty or still dissing Nas? We like, Hov, the battle's over. So we're being consistent. We're being consistent in what the rules we've set. So now I'm gonna say that to say this, right? I'm gonna say that to say this. If Drake come and do the same thing Hov did, because there was no dissing, no real diss. He could have dissed Kendrick 15 times since that thing. He hasn't really came out right. We've heard Slick Little lines, but he ain't come out with no record. So I'm gonna be like, it's almost 2 years, thanks to 2 years. Okay. You don't get to come now, May 15th. Now you big bone got this whole diss record. We disavow this shit. Me personally, I can't take it serious. Just like when Hov did that shit. Is it Uchi Wally? I was like, Hov, we can't, it's too late. We're not jocking this. We're not jocking this. That's what we're going to say when this Iceman drop May 15th and track 7. It's a full out obliteration of Kendrick Lamar. Everything he could say. And then another thing, we're going to be like, the culture going to be like, it's null and void. He already beat you bad. You had 2 years to do something. You went to court on it. We're not even jacking it. Please don't do it. But it's going to be, something's going to be on there because he needs to move the units and he's still hurt. But as a hip hop rule, this one came up on his own. This one came up due to Hov, right? It came up due to that Hov thing. You can't diss somebody after you lost the battle and you didn't retaliate in a timely fashion. You lost, it's over. We don't want to hear no battle, no rapping 2 years later. This is somebody that been standing there for 2 years. This guy went on a world tour while you was over there in Australia, right? This guy was doing the Super Bowl, this, that, and the third. So you had plenty of chances to come. Don't wait till your album drop. Now you want to diss him, right? So that's the one thing that we can't stand for that. That's the one thing that I don't want to see happen. But it's going to happen, right? It's going to happen. And just like my brother-in-law, he said he don't want to see Future on there. That's what's likely going to happen too, right? Which at that point, let's just be honest, right? Let's just be honest. If you forgave Future, you got to forgive everybody. If you forgave Future, who made 2 albums, made big money too. If you forgave Future, you got to forgive LeBron. You got to forgive DeMar DeRozan. You got to forgive everybody. Because if it wasn't for Future, there is no Like That record. Right? He made an album called We Don't Trust You. How can you forgive him? But you're still mad at Rick Ross and everybody else. You got to literally forgive everybody, including J. Cole. Because no, there are no bars to speak of directly from Future to Drake. I'm sure there is some, but they weak and we don't remember. So there's really nothing that we can pinpoint and say, well, Future, da-da-da. Future said some slick shit about some chick and da-da-da. And that was it. If you gonna forgive Future and feature him on this album, then you need to feature all these guys because he is the leader of this. They went and got Dot to get you. Remember all that conversation, 20v1, this, that, and the third? How you gonna forgive him? And my brother is mad about that. And a lot of them are mad. I saw it on Twitter that a lot of them are rebelling against the thought of that. Now they got to hear this shit over and over. When he's on there, when they streaming his album, his voice gonna come up every 10th. Like it's gonna come up every 10th track 10, whatever song he's on. They got to hear it over and over to somebody that they sworn to hate. Some of them looking at it as a slap in the face. Some of them looking at it as We rode for you against this guy, and for you to go and secretly make up with him, it's a slap in the face, right? Let me get to the super chat. Salute, Mr. God got me. If Aubrey disses Kenny on that album, he really is dumb as we think he is, but I hope he does because I want to hear those other 5 from Kenny. I'm gonna be honest. Kenny is absolved from any future. He don't have to release nothing. He's officially the Drake diss will be so invalid. It will not even count. There are some songs that just don't count in hip-hop history. What's the name of the song? Whatever song Meek Mill came back to diss Drake on after back-to-back, we don't even count that song as even being existent. I don't know the name of the song, right? It's certain songs that come out once the battle is so lopsided, you lost so badly, we don't even care what the song was. The song that Meek made after he lost the back-to-back was so trash, we don't even count that record, right? What song did Cameron come back after Bass made the Oracle? What song? Cameron came with a song. Song was weak. We don't even acknowledge it. People say Mace killed Cam with the Oracle. We don't acknowledge that whatever trash that shit Cam came with. Talking about, yo, Mace was lying, yo. Them shits was lies. Nobody cares. We thought that Mace killed Cameron, but what you gotta understand, Cameron was a bully to Mace. Cameron had bullied Mace so long, we had thought that Mace was scared of him. Cameron bullied Mace so long, we was like, okay, bro. Like, we was kind of like, yo, leave him, stall him out. Cameron was so disrespectful to Mace for so many years. We was like, okay, bro, you don't get no more cookies for this. And he took another shot at Mace, and Mace got tired of it, right? Mace came out with the Oracle. We was like, God damn, what the fuck? Mace came out with the Oracle. We lost our minds in hip-hop because we didn't expect it. So whatever Cameron came back, he fact-checking Mace, this, that, and the third. We don't acknowledge the record. So whatever record that Drake come back with, we not acknowledging it. And I hope that Dot do just like he did the Game and Joey Badass and everybody else. Ignore the shit. Right now, he gotta get out of the battle free card. That shit got ignore on the back. It's like when you playing spades and nigga like 5 and a possible. He like, yeah, I gotta ignore. Plap. He just Pap just slap the ignore card down. He don't need to respond. He don't need to drop nothing. Because whatever he's saying, it's a scary. You are a nigga that's going to sue. You have a lawsuit over a battle. You lost a battle and you quit in the battle. There's nothing else to say. We don't need to respond to you no more. That ship is over. That ship sailed. We done. So it don't need to be no nothing. We are done here. So we don't need to, it'd be nice to hit them 5 records homeboys talking about, but end of the day, we don't need to hit shit because it's at this point, whatever diss is null and void. If you didn't diss it when the nigga was standing right there, like take your best shot. You didn't have nothing to say. So we're not going to say nothing 2 years later. All right. Let me see, man. What's going on in the chat before we get out of here? I see Kendrick taking a couple of jabs. Yeah. No. Listen, let's be clear. Kendrick is going to forever jab this guy. Forever. He's going to forever poke out, as he should. I'm telling you, this guy was the underdog. Drake was the favorite. People keep forgetting that. They keep forgetting that they thought he was the favorite. They just put a reel up on Twitter. They put a reel up before Dot had responded. Charlamagne, Fat Joe, academics, all talking about how Kendrick got to respond and they don't think he gonna win that. They basically was making it like they had little faith that Dot would even respond, let alone win the battle. So there was a consensus at one point that he was an inside nigga and Drake was outside. So now that the table's reversed and now it's unfair, this, that, and the third, no, we're not going to start like letting up on you. So Dot going to continue to take little pricks at him and this, that, and the third, right? End of the day, he going to stick him here and there. So I don't think he has to not say nothing ever. I want to hear him talk his little shit because he's going to do his little shit, but it's not going to be a full-on diss record, da-da-da. And if he do focus all attention on him, whatever he say this time, if he focus all his attention on him again, I think this guy career he gonna let out some shit that we never heard, and the career gonna be over for real this time because he probably gonna say some shit that people gonna be like, "Yo, bro, I didn't even know you was that despicable." Right? It's gonna be a whole different thing, but he don't need to. I don't want to hear these two going at it no more. They can take these little subs, go back to that, and I'll be fine. Do your little subs, that's cool. I don't need a whole full-on battle round 2. Ain't no round 2s. All right. Listen, gang. Head on over to these guys, man. Head on over to these guys right here. black-yeti.com, man. Show these guys some love. Sims, I'm right behind you. I'm leaving. Sims about to head out. I'm not going no longer. I think we talked enough about this Drake nonsense, this, that, and the third. But yeah, man, the title of this is, a Drake fan warned me. My brother-in-law warned me, don't try to flip-flop now. Stay on that side. And guess what? I'm okay with that. I'm going to be right here on this side, gang. I appreciate you guys watching. I'm going to take us out of here with a video. We got an album called The Web Project. Me, TJ, and Fliz. All right? I'm going to take us out of here with a video. I might do a video that's back. I might go back with this one. But we just did a show. We just did did a show together on Friday. I recorded it and then something happened to it. So I don't even know if I even have that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to show this video from this album. We're going to peace out. I appreciate you. Nasir, I see you. Tom with the super chat. Nobody mentioned in the battle. Sued, but the biggest and unbothered did and play victim. Pack this guy up. I'm trying to show this thing. Okay, there it is. Pack this guy up because hip-hop culture for less. That is a fact. Ja Rule caught a bad one, gang. Ja Rule got caught. Like, 50 took his style and used it against him, gang. I'm just going to be honest. But listen, man, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for rocking with me. Miss Rock Kitty, I see you. Miss Tiny, Diego, Hummingbird, I appreciate you. Head on over, join my Patreon too, it's open. Doomer, I see you. Baya Coogan, I see you. I hope I said that right. Zero Burn, Sarah still here. Stephanie, Sherry Ann, Jinxie, Nye Riddick. I know I'm messing that all up. Crazy. I know I jacked that up, gang. I apologize. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate everybody that's locked in. All right. Sims is gone. Girly Jock, I appreciate you. Good Juju, Respected First, Karen, Locomotion. Let me see. Rod Julius, Golden Rose, Noah. A lot of heads in this building. D-Don, Non Breeze, Pablo. Oh, no. No Breeze, Pablo. I'm jacking that shit all up, gang. Listen, I appreciate everybody that's here. I don't want to cut myself off and then, so I'm gonna rock one of these videos and we're gonna be out of here. But listen, it is what it is. I'm gonna catch y'all next week. I mean, probably tomorrow. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'll be doing something tomorrow. All right, tap in. I'm out of here, gang. Peace. And it's whoa.
You won't even know I'm there. When we get to ghosting, ain't no screaming if it's fair. Because ain't no emotion, I've been leaning on the prayer just to keep your boy going. Gave you time to prepare, so don't be scared of the explosion. You won't even know I'm there. When we get to ghosting, ain't no screaming if it's fair. Because ain't no emotion, with the flares up in the air. For sparking up this potion, mostly niggas do not care, especially when I'm
thinking about skiing in the Aspens, Miami Beach, water splashing, laughing to the bank, time to cash in. Shootbox money still stashing. New Glock click clacking, feeling like Redman, it's time for some action. I'm fly the most, if I'm late that's in orderly fashion. I do the most, out of state, out of mind, got the power like ghosts. And here's a question we asking, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? You better go get it, got the money on my mind, got the money in my vision. Yeah, thinking about flying to Dubai just to eat and get fly. Word to mommy, no lie. I'm thinking about flying to Dubai just to eat and get fly. Word to mommy, no lie.
You won't even know I'm there. When we get to ghosting, ain't no screaming if it's fair. Because ain't no emotion, I've been leaning on the prayer just to keep your boy going. Gave you time to prepare, so don't be scared of the explosion. You won't even know I'm there. When we get to ghosting, ain't no screaming if it's fair. Because ain't no emotion, put them flares up in the air. For sparking up this potion, mostly niggas do not care, especially when I'm frozen.
Yeah, I do it all with admission, getting no recognition. A competition with reflection when nobody listens. Hold my mouth when I cough like an allergy. Shocking when I recharge the rapper battery. If I lost my appetite to write, I simply write about losing my appetite to write. Then pull it back together, sonny guys, no chill button. Take your heart and stole the show, but swearing I ain't steal nothing. They didn't know what's up and they was on the plane. I put the smoke on the track and they ain't know the train. Pumping the brakes went left, cause y'all ain't know the lane. I been knew I was nice and now you know the same. Down in the sand a lot, stand with my hand to cock. Days in a 9 to 5, nice like a Camelot. Back in my camo hoodie, asking a Santa should he grant me the wish of success, and then we all can
You
move.
won't even know I'm there. When we get to ghosting, ain't no screaming if it's fair. Because ain't no emotion, I've been leaning on the prayer just to keep your boy going. Gave you time to prepare, so don't be scared of the explosion. You won't even know I'm there. When we get to ghosting, ain't no screaming if it's fair. Because ain't no emotion, mostly niggas do not care, especially when hearts are frozen.
Explosive, immaculate, vernacular, side-eye. You Dracula, snaggletooth, motherfucker, side saddle, riding suckers, giving bleep to goatee truckers. Smacking your lips like freaks, you be so sweet, you geeks are bleed smuckers. I am like Scatman Crothers, tap dancing on y'all niggas. I'm canceling y'all niggas and banishing all niggas with small figures. We big bone like Bill Withers, get owned on the lovely day by real niggas. And we be real like them Cypress Hill niggas. How MCs can kill a man, be shit you don't understand. We Sergeant Slaughter slam and do handstands, the smallest command. The what will kill your whole damn clan. Escape on soft sand and slicing nexus of reprimand for disrespectful or reckless abandon in the brawling cold mannequin. Don't gaslight me by gambling your life against a Mandalorian with an assassin's pen.
When we get to ghosting, ain't no screaming if it's fair. Because ain't no emotion, I've been leaning on the prayer just to keep your boy going. Gave you time to prepare, so don't be scared of the explosion. You won't even know I'm there. When we get to ghosting, ain't no screaming if it's fair. Because ain't no emotion, I've been leaning on the prayer just to keep your boy going. Gave you time to prepare, so don't